Now, there is mounting pressure on government to release an investigative report on the former Ghana Maritime Authority boss, Kwame Owusu, following President Akufo-Addo's decision to appoint him as board chairman of the Ghana Revenue Authority. Now, some legal and governance experts have questioned the latest appointment, especially in the wake of concerns that the Transport Ministry has not provided details of an investigation that they conducted into allegations that Mr. Owusu had supervised the renovation of his two-bedroom official residence at the cost of 1 million Ghana cedis. Listen to him when the issue first came up.
1 million Ghana cedis that has been used to renovate a two-bedroom house for the Director General. Construction period pictures, show them. That's a lot of them. Construction period pictures, the auditors were there day and night taking pictures of construction and then came out the building. And let me tell you, that building is now made out of 4 bedrooms of the main structure, the main house. A living room, a dining room, kitchen, a family room, a library, and a basement. An issue has been raised with regard to Director General having 11 air conditions. That I consider mediocrity. In a two-bedroom house. Where will I put them? The places that I listed to you, each one of them to have an air condition will be 13. So the 11 is not enough.
Now, senior research fellow at the Ghana Center for Democratic Development, Dr. Kojo Pumpuni Asante, is charging government to rescind its decision to appoint the former maritime boss as new board chairman of the Ghana Revenue Authority. He's been speaking to JoyNews on the sidelines of an ongoing governance program here in Accra.
Well, I think it's quite unfortunate, and really, for me, it's almost there's a sense of impunity. This is somebody who, I mean, from all the facts that was said, put himself in a conflict of interest. He probably didn't see anything wrong with it, but from the set of facts that were put across, there's no way he should have been doing what he was doing, and didn't even seem to appreciate that his conduct was unbecoming as a public servant. Contrary to the Constitution and the injunction on conflict of interest. And there's a reason for that. If our public service is going to deliver things in a transparent way, in a way that ensures value for money and benefit the citizens of this country, these are the rules we put in place. You should know that when you are going into public service. So, yes, that what has passed by the bridge, even the fact that, you know, the investigation really didn't lead anywhere and so on, was a problem. How do you then reward the person with a chairmanship of the Ghana Revenue Authority? Government is asking us to pay taxes, encouraging us. We are not doing well in terms of our tax to GDP ratio. What message do you send to the people that you are encouraging, you know, to pay their taxes so you can develop this country, when you put that person into that kind of role? It means that, you know, there's a real issue, there's a real problem. So for me, I think government is something, a decision really, it does not help even the effort to expand the tax net in terms of all the Ministry of Finance is trying to do. It doesn't help. It conveys a very, you know, wrong impression that this is the kind of conduct, you know, that we accept. So I think it's a decision really that should be rescinded. If you ask my opinion, it's not something that we should encourage. We should step back, draw the clear lines that public service is about a certain conduct. If we don't do that, we are just rather creating more problems for ourselves. And it is very difficult for citizens to go along with government when you begin to put these kinds of things, or we see this kind of behavior. So I really think that this is a decision that should be rescinded.
Now, Senior Research Fellow at the Ghana Center for Democratic Development, Dr. Kojo Asante, there. Now, government remains tight-lipped on this matter as several calls from JoyNews to the Transport Ministry for some reaction to these calls have gone unanswered. Now, we will continue to follow up on this, and when we get the authorities to respond, we will bring that response to you. Now, on the phone, Michael Bwedi is the Corporate Affairs Manager for the Ghana Integrity Initiative. They have issued a statement calling on government to rescind their decision to appoint the former Maritime Authority Director as board chairman of the Ghana Revenue Authority. We have Mr. Bwedi on the line now. Mr. Bwedi, thank you for your time. What exactly are you asking government to do?
We're asking government to, just like the CDD, Dr. Kojo Asante had just alluded to resign this decision or publish the report that exonerates Mr. Kwame Owusu of any wrongdoing. We all agree, and GRA perfectly agrees with the position of CDD, that a tax administration is one that it should inspire confidence. People would pay taxes because they have confidence in the system. They believe in the integrity of the institution, and they believe in the integrity of government to apply the taxes for the purpose for which they were collected, for the well-being of Ghanaians. Now, if you are going to put people whose integrity has been called to question in the helm of affairs, what you are trying to say by extension is that we don't care about what people think of the integrity of the way we use the taxes in the country. That's as simple as that. Secondly, if people, there were hue and cry by Ghanaians, so we're promised an investigation. What you also want to tell us by appointing him is that, well, no matter what Ghanaians think, we will have our say and we'll do what we want. So we are telling government that, please, this appointment does not sit well with us, and therefore he must change his mind, remove Mr. Kwame Owusu immediately, or publish the report of the investigation to show that he was exonerated of all any wrongdoing. That's all that we ask him.
Is there a time frame on this call? Are you expecting government to take action by a certain date?
We are not able to put a time frame on it, but we believe that, well, we are in the second half of the year. We don't know whether government has met its revenue targets. But if government is serious about meeting his revenue targets by the close of the year, he should do the needful or quickly. You know, right. It's not about any specific individual. It's not about, but government owes himself accountable to us by the oath he has sworn, and he can choose to disregard that oath. Well, the citizens would have their say come 2020.
Right. Now, so let's assume that they don't do either of the things you've called for. They don't rescind the appointment and they don't publish the report. What does GII intend to do next?
What we are saying is that we are taking this on advisement, and we are advising government to do what is right. If government decides not to do what is right, the people of Ghana will speak, and the people of Ghana will determine what is good for them when the time is due.
Right. Michael Bwedi, I want to thank you for your time with us. Mr. Michael Bwedi is Corporate Affairs Manager for the Ghana Integrity Initiative, GII.